Like, how'd you fall in love with football?
It's just kind of the only thing I was ever good at, man. I had failed 10th grade English and I was taking 11th grade English at the same time I was retaking 10th grade English, failing 10th grade English again. Didn't start going to college until I was 21 or something like that. One day I just kind of started writing online and I just went all in on that.
Bayou family, what's going on? It's your main man, Tyrann Mathieu. I'm here with my forever guest, Tyrell McCall. We actually got a really huge, interesting guest here today, somebody that I really respect in the media space, and so we're going to dive into that. Also, I want to tell you guys this because we missed y'all last week, but up until football season actually gets here, we're going to be trying to do this thing every other week. And so once football gets here, obviously LSU, Saints, general NFL, we'll be back with you guys each and every week. Big shout out to FanDuel. Big shout out to all our guests, subscribers, right? You guys keep at it. Turn your notifications on. Y'all getting the comments. I mean, I've been getting trolled like the last 2 weeks because I said, you know, I'll be a high-paid safety if I was like, so it's all fun though. We're enjoying it, but I want to introduce our next guest for episode 20, and like I said, it's somebody that I really respect and admire from a media space, a business perspective. I really think he's doing a really good job. So in the Bayou fam, meet Nick Underhill.
This is the flip, man. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I begged you for your time and asked you questions for years, and now to be on the other side of it's a little bit weird. It's like the 90s sitcom crossover. I'm on the different set right now.
Nah, man, but you got some star power. So you know what I mean.
I don't know about that.
I think a lot of people, in the Bayou and New Orleans, Louisiana, in general, I think they really do sort of take heed to what you have to say. At NewOrleans.Football, great team. Always you guys have always been really, respectable to me, and always offered me a space where, I can be myself, right? Because I think a lot of dudes they get relationships with journalists and it's like they just putting up a facade for so long. And so I always appreciated the fact that, man, no matter win, lose, game-winning interception, game-winning, touchdown I gave up, you guys have always, just handled that with respect and gave me that space to just tell the truth and be who I am.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy with you, though. Like, not everyone has the same perspective that you did either, just in that relationship. And some people enter adversarial, or they don't respect what we're doing, or they only show up when things are good and things aren't bad. They aren't there. Like, you always had time. If you didn't have time, you were coming back to make time. Hey, I don't got you today, but I'll get you tomorrow. But you'd actually show up tomorrow. Like, a lot of guys just said that and did. But like, the thing I always respected about you is, man, you were there during some hard times, and there weren't a lot of people in that locker room during those hard times, and you'd sit there and you'd answer that stuff and you make time for it and you understood. And I just don't think a lot of people did it that way. And I think that's what made you such a great leader of the team. And even after you left this year, like, you can see with guys like Alante, like, your influence on some of these guys, like, carried on through them. And there was kind of like a before Tyrann and after Tyrann with some of those guys in the secondary. So
what's up?
Thank you for just being good to us in there, because it made our jobs easier even after you left.
Yeah, I mean, I think it all works together though, and even from an athlete perspective, right? Like you are who's talking about me, right? Like, you're writing a book about me, and so I definitely want you to have good things to say about me. So it's like, everybody works with each other, and if you do it the right way, man, it ends up being a good thing.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Is like, I got to go talk to a bunch of people. And I'm talking about you. Like, you understood that. Hey, Tyrann, what's going on here? Like, I'm not trying to make a story. I'm just trying to have insight on what I'm talking about. So I'm not saying anything dumb, and I understand what I'm talking about. And I don't want you coming to me being like, what's going on here? Why would you say that? Like, why wouldn't you just ask me about it? But people don't make that time, and then they want to show up like after something's said. And it's kind of tough. Like, that's not the time to do it. So yeah, I mean, there's an easier way to go about doing the job. And really, like, I like breaking my stories, but I'm not trying to make a story. You know what I mean? Like, I want to report something when something happens, but I just want to know what's going on. And like, you always got that. You made it easier. he made us smarter at what we do. I mean, it's just it's a two-way street, and yeah, I mean, there's definitely a much easier way to go about doing it.
Yeah, no, that's amazing, man. I wanna get right into it. I think the Saints. I mean, Tyler Shough was one of our first guests we had on the show, and I think where they're at right now, I still think they may be like a couple drafts away. Like if they could sort of mimic what they did last year, this year, I think they could get 9-10 wins possibly. Who knows? Especially in this division, but. I want to dive into the pre-draft perspective for a minute. With it being getting closer as the days get. Do you, and in particular at number 8, right? Because they're picking 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you? I was always under this impression, like if you could find a really good defensive player at 8, I guess take them. But I feel like those are reserved for like top 5. So I always be kind of sketchy to take like. The number 9 pick in my draft was D. Milliner. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I always look at 8, 9. It's like, are they gonna be a bust? You know what I mean? So, but with Tyler being one of our first guests, do you think the Saints should approach that as, like sort of helping him out, or with the loss of like Alante Taylor, Demario Davis, do you try to get the kid from Ohio State to sort of kind of mask
Caleb Downs?
Because next year it won't look the same with Demario not there and Alante not there.
Yeah, it's tough because this is a weird draft because I don't think there's a lot of superstars in this draft. I think there's a handful of like really good players, but I don't know that there's the star pass rusher, Ruben Baines. He's short. He's not long. Like he's an outlier in that area. Mendoza's a solid quarterback, but I don't know that you look at him like Joe Burrow. Like so, but he's gonna go number 1, but there isn't really that second guy. Ty Simpson will probably end up going. Someone might overdraft him, but he'll probably be in the 20s. He probably needs another year in college, honestly, but he's coming out right now. Best receiver, Jordan Tyson's really good in the air, man. You watch him, he kind of looks like Odell in the air, just kind of the way he defies gravity a little bit. I
don't mean to interrupt, but I still can't believe Coach Prime let him go.
Oh, I know.
It's like if he did anything that nobody agreed with, we're proud of that. You know what I mean?
If he had stayed healthy, though, I think he's an easy top 5 pick. But he was just hurt the whole year. Hamstring issues. That's kind of also going on. Tate, the Ohio State wide receiver, really good. But is he like he's playing opposite probably the best wide receiver prospect since Calvin Johnson? So like we never saw him really be a number 1. So I think there's a lot of maybes. Arvell Reese from Ohio State, really good player. Really raw though, like he might be Micah if it all comes together, but he might not. So I mean, like there aren't a lot of guys that you're dying to take top 5. So I think at 8, like there's going to be a handful of really good options, but I don't know that there's anyone that you're dying to get or that you have to get. So I kind of like it for defense there, just because you got Sonny Styles from Ohio State. He's a linebacker who can former safety, might be able to rush the passer on 3rd down. I really like Caleb Downs a lot. Typical draft, no offense, I ain't taking the safety at 8. but in this draft, I'm doing it.
I wouldn't need
I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Like I think you might have some like Kyle Hamilton type, like he defines your defense a little bit, like you. Like he does it. He can be the overhang player in the slot. He can play in the box. He can go deep. He can do a little bit of everything. I think that'd be a good fit for Staley. So he's kind of been my pick there. I like the receivers, but I think you can get one in the 2nd round. Maybe get Chris Bell there, Tyler Shough's former teammate. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of ways you can go with it. Their defense scares me. Like it's them, man. You take Alante out of there, you take Demario out of there. Cam's not under contract right now. Yeah. You got Chase Young and a bunch of young guys that kind of still got to figure things out. So I think you got to get more depth on that side. Mm-hmm. All things being equal, I like the receiver, but like if Jordan Tyson was healthy, I'd say, I like Mekhi Lemon there, but maybe not at 8. So it's tough. The value at 8's it's rough kind of going across the board. There's a lot of guys that I would be okay with, but I don't have to have anyone.
Got you. Yeah.
Were you surprised by our latest running back signing, Travis Etienne?
A little bit, yeah. I mean,
it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, Alvin's there, so you know what I mean? It's like kind of like a move against Alvin, but here's the thing. You look at like the story we were telling the whole year. You look at Alvin's career, you start breaking it down. Mm-hmm. What's he good at? What's he not good at? Mm-hmm. The thing he's been worse at throughout his career is inside zone from the shotgun. And what do they want to do the whole season? It's inside zone from the shotgun. Yeah. And now all of a sudden, like his yards before contact are falling off. He's not out in space. He's not making the plays he always makes. And it was just kind of like you're trying to fit somebody into something that he isn't great at. And their scheme, I think, fits Achane a little bit more. Like he's good at that particular run. I think he's similar to Alvin.
I mean, he's doing it since Clemson.
Yeah. Like he fits what they want to do. They need to get more explosive. They hadn't had a 20-yard run in like 6 years until Estime had one last year. He's the only guy in like the last 6 years to have a 20-yard run. Like they just don't. They haven't been hitting on those for a while. So I think they had to get more explosive there. I think Alvin still has a lot to give. It's a weird situation right now.
Yeah,
like very weird.
So with because I've seen a lot of mock drafts. They got the Jeremiah Love kid. Would you take him at 8, or knowing you just signed ATN and then you got, I mean, what are you going to do with Kamara?
What you think about the pronunciation? Achane, he said.
Achane?
That's new to me. I'm from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
y'all break this down for me.
So
I mean, I'm all messed up, bro. Because I mean, people been butchering my name since the beginning of time, and so
I know a guy. We went to school with a guy. His last name was Etienne, and that was how he spelled it. So every time I see it, every time I see it, so I'm like, oh, Etienne. But Achane, that is wild.
yeah, that's
It threw me. All right. If I got Shough, I feel okay being thrown off.
yeah, definitely got me on. Definitely got me, man. Yeah, facts.
So the guy from the Dolphins, I thought his name was Achane.
Yeah. So and he spells it Achane. So yeah.
This is weird, man. These dudes be having the weirdest names. I swear to God, it's nuts. Like, I mean, $90 million had the weirdest name.
Part of the pre-draft for you, right? Is trying to get these dudes' names.
Oh man, yeah, absolutely. You default like you'll be talking, and then you just go, the guy from Louisville. You know, what I mean, the receiver from like, he's like, man, I don't know how to say this. Like, I'm coming up on it, I can't figure it out. Let me stall and find a way around. Yeah,
Right.
You get your little tricks, but yeah, Jeremiah Love would surprise me. I think a little bit before Achane, I would have been take him. Like I thought it made a lot of sense. Now all things being equal, I go another place, but I think he could be a star, man. And they did that in 2017. They signed Peterson, then draft Alvin. They had Ingram on the team at the time. Peterson goes. But I think your resources, all things being equal, I probably invest somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. Whatever helps, Tyler continue to sort of take those steps ahead. And obviously, man, if you got 2 or 3 running backs that could sort of take a load off of him, I think just long term, from a team perspective, he'll be able to continue to develop, in a good way. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. I think Tyler, man, he surprised me, man, because I was like, it's so hard to find a franchise quarterback. You know what I mean? And most teams just mess it up. They just fuck it up on their own. But literally, for the Saints to be in this position, man, with a franchise quarterback, what do you want? Do you want to see them sort of take like the Drew Brees approach and just, man, let's just get as much talent around him as we can and just sort of give? Do you see him like? And it's hard to compare him to Drew Brees.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, but that's what you get compared to.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you got a window here. He's on the rookie contract, and then if he's good enough to be re-signed, which he probably will be, like you got probably 2 more years at the start of that, but the way you can structure it. So like year 3 of the next contract is where you probably start paying real money with like a real cap hit.
Yeah.
So you got about a 4-year window right here, I think, to go all in around him. And you were in Kansas City. I think the way you kind of do it is you got them on the rookie contract and you put everybody around them while they're on that. And then maybe the first couple of years of the deal. Yeah. And then you reach a point where it's like, okay, Mahomes has to carry everyone. So we can't pay Cheetah. We can't pay all these guys. We might keep Kelsey, but now it's on the quarterback to elevate everyone. So I think right now you probably build around him, stack around him, spend your money. They kind of help lift him up. And then by year 2, year 3 of that second contract, he's got to be the elevator. But I think he's already shown some elevator ability, man. These hard downs, like 3rd and long, like he hits it. Like he's throwing guys open. It's guys before they're coming out of their break. I think he has a chance to be the real deal, man. And like, I'm not just saying that. Like he really did some stuff last year that surprised me.
I know what you're saying, man, because we were sort of waiting for Olave to just get it, right? And even Jawan Johnson, like he's a matchup nightmare. So I was really, really like happy to see that, like, he got those dudes to play to their like potential, I guess. So yeah, not many people are able to do that. So I mean, once I saw that, I was like, yo, they they might got somebody.
Yeah, he took Chris from like 26 million to like 34 probably.
You know what I mean?
Like up that curve.
Talking about 10 plus $1 million.
That's a real thing. So, but yeah, man, obviously, but I still sort of be cautious to kind of put it all on them. But I mean, if they could get that two back system, if they can make it work, I think it'll continue to sort of help him just develop, just naturally.
Yeah, I agree.
Forced.
Yeah, they got the guard up there, Edwards. I think that's a huge signing for him. They got to block a little better, run the ball a little better. I think they still need that receiver though. Like I like what Vele did. I like what Chris did, but I think they definitely need one more guy still.
What's your take on what grade would you give Kellen?
Year one?
Yeah.
The midway point, I wasn't sure, to be totally honest. Like it was a little bit iffy. It felt like it was dipping, and then quarterback just kind of heals everything, man. Like there's a lot of coaches in the league, and I'm not saying this about him, but like I don't know, Zach Taylor, does he have the longevity if Joe Burrow ain't the quarterback? Like, like there's a lot of mediocre coaches who get the quarterback who get years, and there's a lot of mediocre coaches who don't get the quarterback who don't get years. And, if this guy's the quarterback, like you got a real chance. But, I'll say this, like once he started getting good quarterback play, like I think you started to see some of the like, oh, okay, like he's actually getting guys open, like things are easier. This is getting executed. Third down isn't a killer for him. I think he needs to grow into it still a little bit, though, to be, totally. He's 36, 37 years old. I think there was some stuff where, I came out covering Bill Belichick, Sean Payton. So maybe I was just a fish out of water a little bit looking at some stuff. And it's just like, there were a couple things where it's just like, man, I don't know what they're actually doing here. Like, does this make sense? Is this how you lead? But I think there's some stuff that we're going to see that's going to be different this year from last year. And, they started to build it out. And, Staley was the same way. Like, I think he got a little bit better as the season went along. I wasn't sure that there was like a coherent vision at first. And then as it went along, they got better and better. So, I think it looks like they're heading the right way, but maybe that's just optimism about the quarterback and it's kind of, not there. But yeah, I like it. I like the direction of that thing.
I want to ask you a question before I give it to Tyrell. Is it even possible, and I'm hesitant to say this because I know how it is and I know what those dudes meant, but can you even replace DeMario and Alante in this draft? Is it possible?
No, I don't. I mean, probably not. And I think they probably approach the slot completely different. Like I think they want like a safety in there, like, kind of more
like a 3-down safety.
Yeah, kind of more like the overhang. Like I think they don't want the like slot corner in there. So I think, if the opportunity presented itself, I don't think they're defined enough on defense to where I think that it has to fit a certain mold. Like, say Delane's the best player and you want to draft him and move somebody inside. They think Quincy could play inside. I don't know. I haven't seen it. But, I think all things being equal, they want to approach that a little bit differently. Man, DeMario, like, there's just so much there. You know what I mean? Like, they signed Caden Ellis. Like, he's younger. He probably is, it's probably not that far off in terms of like just straight play, but there's so much more than DeMario's your identity. Like he's your heartbeat. He's kind of, since Drew left, he's Drew really. Like he's the face of everything. So that's a huge leadership gap on top of that. I don't know who those leaders are on defense right now, to be honest. Like Cam's not in the building. Since you left, I don't know that to say. Like, I think Reed did okay, but it's different. It just feels different. Not necessarily in a bad way. It's just, there's a lot of guys sitting around rapping Chance the Rapper songs in the back corner. Like, it's just a different culture. You know what I mean? It's completely different. So yeah, I mean, like I think you got to see some of that stuff step up and change. I don't know who it's going to be, but DeMario leaving, like it's more than just the football. It's an example of, even for me, like looking at DeMario, how he does things. Like there's examples on like how to live if you're watching, and man, I got to put more into what I do. Like this guy's doing all this, like, so I think just. Even if you aren't sitting down having the conversations with him, because I think there's probably like a level of, he's an older guy. If you're 21, like maybe you aren't sitting, but like if you're just watching him, like and seeing how he lives, I mean, I think taking that out is a big hit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. No, I definitely said that, but I want to ask you, what should be the Saints' overall approach to this draft?
I want them to make all their picks. I don't want them to trade up. Like, I want them to make.
What they got, like 8 picks, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, picks.
and they always make that trade up somewhere.
Right.
And it's just too thin. Like, I know we're gonna probably talk about what we expect for the team, so like I don't want to give up that answer, but I think they're probably okay 1 to 22, but like the depth is terrifying at a lot of spots. Like and it's there's not even a guy at the top at some spots, but I think they just need to keep adding. They need more players, as many players as they can get. Like, I would love to see them trade back, at some point and just get another pick somewhere.
That's for sure.
Yeah, it's just, just keep rebuilding, be patient, do it the right way. Don't try to take shortcuts. Every time they've tried to take, we got to get this guy in the draft. That's, I think that's where they've made their mistakes. Trevor Penning, Davenport, there's been a lot of them over the years. And,
Start to reach.
Yeah, yeah.
Start to reach.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So what you saying a couple minutes ago, you were saying basically, within the Staley system, they really want to be able to have like a Derwin James in a slot. So I mean, because I saw your mock, you had Caleb.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, that's probably the best pick, probably the only pick.
It makes too much sense, and I think he might be the best player too. Like,
For sure. I think he's gonna have a 12-year career for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think maybe he's gotten a little, like he isn't Ed Reed.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Sure. Right. Like, he's gonna get you a bunch of turnovers, but he wants identity and throwing up the work, his leverage and fundamentals. Yeah, he's pretty legit.
Nobody wants to ever take the safety early, but then when there's a good one and you do the redraft or whatever, like you're taking Kyle Hamilton top 5, you're taking Tyrann Mathieu top 5, you're taking Derwin J. Like there's no hesitation. Like when they hit, they hit. And that can be the identity of your team. Like Kyle Hamilton, if I'm starting the defense, I mean there's a handful of pass rushers and stuff I'm taking before, but like I'm not getting all the way around to pick 27 without him being picked. Like he's a guy I want to build my defense around if I can't get Myles Garrett or someone like that.
I mean that versatility, man.
Yeah, he's a monster, man. And
absolutely.
If you're a creative DC, I think you could do a lot with a guy like
so much fun.
Caleb. Yeah.
So much fun. Man.
So if Caleb isn't the guy, who is Plan B?
Yeah, it's a good question. Like we mentioned Sonny Styles. I like him. The thing, if I'm taking him at 8, the Ohio State linebacker,
who tested just
absolute crazy.
I was not expecting that. Yeah, I don't think nobody would. Every combine you get 1 or 2 of those dudes. Like right.
Yeah, they had this guy from who was it? You guys seen him yesterday? It was like some guy from Nigeria that like tested somewhere. I've never seen him play, but
like a D lineman.
Yeah, he was
ripped up.
It was unbelievable.
Dude jumped, and I was like, you seen like, bro, I swear it looked like he had shoulder pads on.
Yeah,
but he was just his muscles. I was like, dog, this is wow. He jumped like a NBA player.
Yeah.
Like, to get his vertical, I was like, this is
it was like the best workout I've ever seen in my life. Like I would have just drafted him off the vert, man. Like it's crazy.
Well, I was like, dude is ripped. I was like, wait, I had to look hard. I was like, do he have shoulder pads? I was like, no, that's just his muscles.
Yeah, that's DK was like that year too, where it was just like, oh my God, like this guy's unbelievable.
Walking around with his shirt off.
Yeah, he just got drafted off that. Yeah. Yeah, with Sonny Styles, man, like former safety, plays linebacker, got a lot of range. I think you can get creative with him. I think if you're taking him at 8, though, you got to find out if he can give you some blitzability. Like I think that's the difference at that spot. He'd be a Plan B for me. I like Mekhi Lemon a lot, USC wide receiver. Yeah, kind of like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think he's like 5'10", 5'11" ish. Just plays with such attitude, though, man. And I think this team. I think they need dogs, man. I don't think
everything.
Yeah, a lot of really nice people on this roster. A lot of, but like Lemon is just, he kind of gives you that. There's just something there, man. That after the catch is crazy. And you talk to him like he's, you just kind of feel the energy, the intensity, and I think they need that.
So who would be the dream pick?
I'm sold on Downs. I think I really am. Yeah, okay. I'm a sucker for that type of player though. Who is Simmons? Was that a guy too? The Arizona safety. Like I just like. I like the versatile guys. Like I think Sonny Styles gives you some of that, and I think Downs is like I think Downs is a safer mold. But like I like those versatile players that are kind of like positionless.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Sonny, like, I think there's some boomer bust there. Arvell Reese, I think there's some boomer bust there.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb's like the safe version of that. And I think he kind of gives you everything you need.
Yeah, he's like, I look at him like, you know how GMs look at just, you know, offensive tackles. And it's like, okay, yeah,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
like when I draft this kid, I know we're going to be able to count on him for 10 years.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I said, I mean, he's not like splashy. He's going to make some great plays, but, you know, just that leadership, because he's been a leader since high school. You know, how he carries himself and, you know, even the way he's built, you know. I think he can really, really, I think he could really, really be, probably end up being the best player in the draft.
I think there's a chance, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people want the quarterbacks to be the best, but.
He's a safe pick, too. Like, he just doesn't, you never know, but, like, he just feels like he's put together. Playing with Matt Patricia in Ohio State, like, you're in a, you know, around pro-level coaching and held up and excelled. Yeah, like, it just feels like you aren't going to miss.
Yeah,
like, it'd be hard to miss on him.
Yeah, I think he's ready. So round 2 of your mock, I think you had Chris Bell from Louisville.
Yeah,
Is that a lock?
I mean, you know, Tyler.
Just like a Tyler thing.
And Tyler's been in my ear since like October, so
I make you happy, man.
So I guess I'm the influencer for him on this one, but like he's kind of like, I'm not saying he's AJ Brown, but he's AJ Brown like.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you watch him, you see some of that. After the catchability is crazy, the build's kind of the same.
Yeah.
And another guy, man, he's going to get the first down. He's going to point the shotgun at you. And you know, I think there's a little, you know, I think you got to have a plan for the personality. And yeah, I think the thing that surprises me the most about Kellen is that he's been around some difficult personalities, and I think he knows how to keep people happy. And maybe that's being a young guy that was recently a quarterback, and you know how to relate to people and you know, hey, look, we got to get AJ the ball, and if we don't, like, there's going to be problems. You know, I think Chris Bell has some of that, like, to him. The red flag is the ACL. I was told the other day he's probably not going to be back until mid-training camp.
Gotcha.
You got chemistry with the young QB, though. Maybe it's not as, you know, maybe it's okay because they already know how to play together and talk to each other and all that stuff. So I like him quite a bit, though, at that spot. So I like defense at 8, and then I think you can get him, or there's Elijah Surratt from Indiana, another wide receiver, Malachi Fields from Notre Dame. Like, there's a ton of receivers in the draft.
Yeah. And too, man, you want to draft kids that want to come here.
Yeah.
They want to be here.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of it too. It's just getting guys that just want to play with, you know, Tyler, or you know, just be a part of this organization. Because when you don't have that, bro, like, you know, every year you gotta fucking try to find it. You know what I mean? So if they could just continue to sort of identify the players that actually want to be in New Orleans, I think that'll help them too. You know, with a lot of their decisions. You know, so.
Thing I like about Tyler too, like, you know, he does a lot of media or whatever, but like people want to play with him. Like Carnell Tate's doing an interview talking about how he wants to play with him, and it's just like,
he's very likable.
Yeah, I was surprised how much I liked him. Like, just as a person, like, he's just someone that's like, I could get in a huddle with this guy and like want to play for him. So he's definitely got some leadership ability. It's going to be interesting to see like how that goes moving forward. Now that it's really his team, like, and it has to be his team. DeMario's gone, Alante's gone, like, Cam, Alvin might be gone. Like, there's a lot of unknown in the future. So it's got to be him, but like, people like him, and I think that matters. People didn't always like the quarterback in New Orleans. Like, there was a time where things got a little bit weird. So that being a change, I think helps with recruiting, helps with building a team. So I think they got a guy, man. He's just got to keep playing well.
Absolutely. No, I agree with you, man. I want a side question, because Cam hasn't signed yet. What do you see that ending up?
Yeah, so I
got you here.
There's two major issues here. There's the Alvin issue and there's the Cam issue. Cam, I think, is basically, we made an offer, we being the Saints, we made an offer, let's see what you want to do. That's going to stay there. It's not going anywhere. If you want to play for this amount of money, you can come back. And I think the number's probably lower. I mean, obviously lower than, because it'd be done. He would have signed by now. So I think Cam looks at it as, hey, look, I took a major pay cut last year. You gave me all these incentives. I earned all my incentives.
Mm-hmm.
Show me a little bit of respect. I did you a solid. Now you do me a solid, and let's just meet at a number. And I don't think it's probably a crazy number. I bet it's probably $9-10 million a year.
I would probably say so. Yeah.
In the Saints last year, we're at about 6.25, I think.
Right.
What was the base number? And I would wager that they're at 6.25 again. Like they want him to come back probably on the same deal. And I think Cam probably feels like, look, I did you guys that solid. You had a D-line coach that didn't get anything done. The defense was a mess. I took the hit and I earned it, and I'll take care of me. And I think there's just a standoff probably over $3-4 million. The Alvin one's weird. The Alvin situation is very weird. I think it's just on hold, man. I think it's just on hold, and I think they want to go through the draft and they're going to decide what they're going to do going forward.
I mean, man, it can all be over like this offseason. I'm just thinking about it. It's like no Cam, no DeMario, even Alante, who's a fan favorite. You know, like all these dudes are gone. Yeah. So it's like, how do we? I feel like when you do that, you got to replace it with wins.
Yeah,
Because if you don't, then everybody's gonna be saying, "Damn, why we let Lante leave and DeMario and this and that?"
Yeah.
So, I mean, the only solution is win.
Yeah.
Like, they gotta win. Yeah. If you let all them go,
I genuinely believe that Alvin has no information right now, and after the draft, they're going to decide what they want to pay him, how they want to handle it, if they want him back.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of a crazy situation.
Was he still making like 13, 14, something like that?
Yeah, and they just did the thing with this contract. So, like, I don't want to get too, like, it's complicated, but, like, you restructure guys and you give them a signing bonus, that money's guaranteed. You're paid out. Mm-hmm. They had this weird thing set up in his contract. It's called the 50% rule. His contract next year voids, so it's not even a real year. But the number on paper was this low number, and the 50% rule is that you can basically restructure the money down to the number if it's 50% lower than this year's number without having to guarantee the money, and it gets treated as a signing bonus. So on paper, they got the restructure, but they didn't have to give him any money. They didn't have to guarantee anything. So he still got $3 million guaranteed. So they could move on and just owe him $3 million. Or they kind of got him in the crosshairs of like, well, yeah, we're not paying you this. We'll pay you this number. And, you know, do you want to do it or not? So he might be back. He might not. If they draft a running back, I bet they would move on. Right. If they don't, I bet they're going to say, you can come back, but it's going to be at this number. And there's really not a lot of recourse. So it's an interesting situation.
Gotcha. Definitely interesting. Before you do anything else, make sure you subscribe to In the Bayou podcast if you haven't already. Now let's get into it.
So who should we stay away from at pick number 8?
I don't know if I hate anybody at that spot. The only thing they could do that would, and I wouldn't even hate it, but I would hate it is like, again, like if they took an offensive lineman there, like, like, come on, man, like,
I think we solidified. I think we solidified.
Yeah, like Tyler not getting sacked and them being able to run the ball, like, yeah, that's awesome in November, but like on April 25th or whatever date, 26th, whatever it is, like, come on, man, like, just did Banks, just did Fuaga, Penning before, like, it's the most boring pick. It's like so hard to talk about. Right. Yeah, I mean, y'all do it now. Like, I need something to talk about 3 times. You can't do the offensive lineman thing. Like, give me a receiver, shit, right? Fuck, right? Like, maybe a little bit easier.
Okay, so if the Saints do take a wide receiver in like the first 2 days, should we consider that a compliment for Olave or a potential replacement?
I think they're gonna re-sign him. Yeah, I think so. I think that one is just kind of, they're gonna posture, and there's all this stuff. Like, I think end of the day, like, you know that you got to pay him more than Garrett Wilson. Drew Rosenhaus is his agent. Mm-hmm. He's Chris's agent. Mm-hmm. Chris has outplayed Garrett. Like, the 17-game averages are better. The overall numbers are better. Yeah. He just was a second-team All-Pro. Yeah. You're going to have to pay him more than that. DK Metcalf is at like 33. I think you probably got to, if I'm Drew, I'm trying to get on the other side of that. Right. Mm-hmm. If I'm the Saints, I'm probably trying to, bang it back a little bit. But ultimately, I think you're going to settle at the APY. That's somewhere around 33, 34 million. Mm-hmm. The thing is like, it's the guarantees and how they're set up. Because, like, realistically, like, he's had a lot of injuries. The concussion thing's real.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing that's scary.
Yeah, you got to protect yourself against that. So I think maybe like some type of tiered type approach where, okay, if you play 80% of the snaps, like, you're automatically guaranteed for the next year. And And look, I think Chris, I've talked to him about this. Like, I think he's aware of, all that, and I think he's realistic about it. So I think there's an agreement to be had. I get it done sooner than later. Like, Puka going to rehab probably slowed down that market a little bit, but like Drake London's gonna get a deal soon. Puka's gonna get a deal soon. More people that sign, like, it just keeps raising the floor on that a little bit. So yeah, I mean, I think I think there should be some urgency there, honestly.
Yeah. So looking back on it, because I was surprised, I was shocked, and I understand the idea of getting more picks, but letting Shaheed go, man. Do you think they regret that looking back on it?
I think Shaheed wanted to go though. Like that was before Tyler was in there. Like, it was kind of stalled.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of like, hey, look, like, ready to move on kind of deal. Yeah, I mean, I think you'd rather have him than not. Overall, like, their special teams, how they did it last year was outrageous. Like, Phil Galliano should be pissed. Like, they got rid of JT right before the season. Like the punter didn't work. They got rid of the return.
As soon as he get the keys, they just say, nah, ain't riding with those.
They changed schemes. All the special teams linebackers are gone. Like, it was wild, man. Like, they had nobody in that area. Like, they looked like it the whole entire season. Yeah, like, letting Shaheed go though. Like, definitely. I think where you're at, you'd rather have him.
Yeah, I agree.
Man, after those first two guys, you project the Saints going 43 defenders in a row.
Yeah, like, I maybe got a little heavy on that. Like, that was kind of going through a simulator. That just kind of ended up being how it lined up. But like, it was all offense and free agency basically, except for Caden Ellis, and that defense is. It's. I mean, you really look at that depth chart. Like, it's scary, man. It's scary. Like, who's your third pass rusher right now? Like, it's you got Granderson and you got Chase Young, and it's kind of nothing there. Ike Adams, your third corner, that's probably fine, but like, it's a little bit thin there too. Safety feels solid, linebacker feels solid, defensive tackle's really thin. It's just a lot of spots where you're an injury away from a disaster on defense, I think.
Yeah, and I think too, just from an organization perspective, like, the offense is obviously in a good standing, but man, to play deep into the year, you need a good defense. You need a solid defense. You need a good run defense. So yeah, I mean, I get it. I would absolutely, and I too understand the idea of, we want to put Tyler with a couple more playmakers. I get that, but when he gonna sit on the bench, the unit that's out there, the defense, we want those dudes to be pretty good. It only helps the quarterback.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to them doing that, but I do understand, putting as many, as much talent as you can, around Tyler, but you definitely need a defense, bro.
Yeah, if they get one more receiver and some O-line depth, I think like a backup guard somewhere, like, someone that can maybe develop and year from now maybe challenge to be a starter. Like, I would feel pretty good about where they're at on offense because, they got David Edwards, they got HN, they got Noah Fant. Like, so you added to it a little bit, and one more receiver, I feel like you're in a really good spot on offense.
I spoke about that kid, Jordan Tyson, like early in the year.
The receiver, yeah.
I was like, man, if we can, because he's just a dog,
he's nice.
I like his game. I like the way he play.
Everybody who we need to replace is a dog, and it's not like
that's true.
Not poodles. I'm talking about like big dog. Like,
yeah. Alante brought so much energy, man. Like, I don't know where that's coming from.
You, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how they gonna replace.
Yeah,
it's the two guys that
Mario and Alante, man.
Yeah,
like
you lost the heart and you lost the soul kind of on defense.
Yeah. So,
well, like you said, the only thing that beats that is wins.
They gotta win.
You win. I mean, it's easy to forget about, but if it look bad, man.
Yeah.
People gonna be showing up in DeMario Davis and Alante jerseys.
I want to ask you a question, man, because I've been around the last couple of years, and man, like, you could just see this kid talent, and he's like, every year he just can't quite put it together. Keandre Miller, Cause we talking about all these running backs and stuff, and I'm like, yo, they probably got the best one.
Oh,
He just
man.
can't get it right.
You-
He got skill.
there are days where I'm convinced he's the most talented player on the team.
It's crazy.
He's unbelievable sometimes, man. Like, he's just bigger than everyone, faster than everyone. Like, he moves well.
Do you think that's like a maturity thing, or
He's
like,
just hurt all the time too. Like, I think there's, well, man, you remember how DA kind of handled him in that one camp, the California camp, and it was just kind of, I don't know how in tune you guys are with like kind of what the coach is saying, but it was like every day he was just kind of just going out of his way to like he hurt his hamstring on day one, and then he just kind of kept killing him. I think it kind of killed his confidence a little bit, and then he just can't stay healthy. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if he needs to get on the DeMario program or whatever, because you know, that soft tissue stuff, I don't know, when it's recurring, like, he just kind of like, I don't know what's happening there, but
well, yeah. I mean, we talked about on it. Yeah, the show
Soft tissue king right here.
You know, I never really had those sort of injuries because, you know, I always went to bed. You know what I mean? Like I drank wine a little bit, but, you know, yeah, I'm not like wilding out, you know, Monday through Friday. You know what I mean? Trying to get it all in, you know. But I feel like the people that do, they always have hamstrings, and you know what I mean? So that's why I asked, like, do you think it's like a maturity thing? Because I feel like a lot of his injuries was like, it probably was you, bro, that you know, did it. You know. Football adds some stress. I think it's stressful for her, but you know, just sort of getting into that routine, you could kind of avoid that part of it, you know. So,
maybe that's why DA was killing him. I don't know, but
but I remember that, bro. But I was like, yo, you know, everybody's talking about, you know, obviously Kamara, and you know, we just signed, you know, Travis or whatever, and yeah, I'm like, yo, like they probably got somebody in the room that's better than all of them.
he's a minister, man.
What the fuck? Like, what do you think they gonna do? What they gonna do with him? Do you just cut him and let him just go?
I can't cut him, man. Like, I wouldn't.
Andy Reid get him, and now he like got 800 receiving yards and you know 900 rushing yards. Like,
Now he in the playoffs.
To me, he's too good. Like, I would keep him and just be like, he's gonna be one of my. I would keep him on the roster and assume he's gonna be one of those game day inactives and just build it in and take the upside and kind of treat it like, you know, it's just all upside and not build around him, not count on him. But if he's there, I'm using him. Right. But to me, he's too good. Like, I think it's exactly that. Like, he could go somewhere and then all of a sudden you look up and he's got 1,200 yards. Yeah, he averaging 5.8 yards per carry or something.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
That's like that's what we do.
Nah, bro, he legit. Bro.
I don't know why, but that's what we do. It's like it's
which is sad too, man. When you see kids that have that type of talent, and you know, they just can't put it together. I think, like, as a leader of a team, like, that's the hard part of it. Like, because you know, like, damn, bro, if you could just get it right, dog. Like, you take care of your mama. You know what I mean? You could live in a house like this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, life could be what you want it to be.
This is a nice house. This is a real nice house.
I'm trying to get it right, man.
Just let him see the gates, man. Bring him out here, show him the gate.
Right, bro. Which, you know, speaking of that, you know, I was really, really, really happy and proud of Alante, you know, for him to be able to get that type of money, you know, going back home. Man, that's why you play the game. You know what I mean? To be able to put yourself in that position, man, to go make some real cheese.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, like I said, I'm a big fan of Keandre. I hope he figures it out one day, man, because he has a lot of talent. As far as the Saints predictions for 2026, now our friends at FanDuel have the Saints projected at 6.5. Do you think they can get 7 wins this year?
Every year I see these numbers and I'm like, they're crazy. And then they're right. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, easy over. And that's why they're them and I'm me. He's like, you know, so if I was a good bettor, I wouldn't be yapping. I'd just be betting that you ain't see or hear from me. That number feels low to me, but then you look at the thing is, when you see these numbers, you never factor in like injuries or worst case scenario or anything like that. You factor in a normal amount of injuries where they're at. Like, yeah, I could see it getting down there, but I think if they draft well, add a couple more guys, I think they could win this division too very easily, especially if Tyler takes it the South. Like we're talking on a South scale. We aren't talking on a. We're talking about in this division, not any division. This division. Yeah. I mean, I could see him making a run at it, but I think it probably only takes like 9 to win it. I'm over on the 6.5 though, man. Like that just feels a little disrespectful.
Yeah,
but,
it does. It does.
But I say the same thing every year, so do not bet with me. This.
Nah, but I think it's gonna be real surprising. But they might mess around and win 9 to 10 games.
I hope so, man.
Just because
Yeah.
people are predicting them to only win 6.5. I mean, that's how that shit works.
I really believe in Tyler though too. Like
Me too, man. Plus, I'm a bit biased, man. I love the team, I love the organization, but yeah, man. Like they could get 9, 10 wins. I mean, this is a completely different state. Like
Absolutely.
this is a completely different city.
Right.
You know, traffic isn't as bad, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like
People
like
literally stop
potholes,
killing each
like
other.
right.
You could get over on somebody, might not.
Not a big deal. It's all good, man. We're having that day. How can we fucking get the Saints to win 9, 10 games and
Yeah.
you know, education goes up and
Yeah.
health, everything is just fucking better. So,
Just so happened that your mock draft becomes similar to what they actually do. What grade would you give them?
Well, my mock an A.
Because we normally draft well. We just don't retain well.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. I mean, look, if they had it down and they got Chris Bell, anything else you do after that to me is a win. I had him taking the Penn State pass rusher, who I think has some upside, like gives you a good rotational player there. You hit those 3 boxes, like, and anything after that, I think is solid.
do you think with the you know, because I had somewhat star power, right? So do you feel like they have to replace that? Like, do you feel like they have to get some stars? Because you're losing a lot.
I mean,
Like,
what's the identity of the, like, I guess,
You know,
what is the identity of the team right now? It's Tyler?
at this point,
Yeah, Tyler and Olave.
it's Tyler.
I mean, Alvin and Kamara still hanging on, so, like, you know, it could be that, but it's,
I think they need some stars, man. Couple
it's
more
different.
stars.
They need all pros and Pro Bowlers, and like Chris was just
Right,
second
that's the
team, but
keyword.
like
Right, that's the
they
keyword,
don't they don't have that. They don't have enough of that. So yeah, I think to really elevate to that level, look, winning helps with that. Winning brings recognition. Like you guys could have won. You know, if you're winning 13 games, you got 12 guys in the Pro Bowl just based off that.
Right.
When you're winning 5 or 8 or whatever, like good play doesn't get noticed. But yeah, like they're short on stars, big time. So maybe Achane can be that for him. Chris takes the next step. Tyler, but defensively, like it's barren over there. Chase Young, man, he really took a step forward this year.
Yeah, man. He actually
He might be the best player on the team.
he surprised me, man. I didn't see him taking that leap. But man, like, are you happy to see it?
He really put it together.
Man, like you're happy to see it. So I want to see him sort of just continue to do that and maintain that.
He was a different guy this year too. Like he did
like a rookie, Chase. Yeah.
He seemed happy. Like I think he got his next stuff figured out. The scheme made sense to him. Like I just think.
I think for him, man, signing that contract, I think that was a good thing for him.
Great point.
Whereas some dudes get the money and they, they trying to find a way out the back door. You know what I mean? Like, but every now and then you'll pay a dude and he'll give you back what you just gave her.
Yeah, that might have took a little bit of burden off him. Yeah,
man, and I know it did. A lot of dudes he came in the league with, they $100 million, and you know what I mean. And so, as an athlete, as a competitor, you want to be able to say, man, I did that too. And so I think he struggled with that for a little bit, just to sort of not living up to his expectations or with other people. But I think once he got that check, he was like, "Oh shit, I'm good."
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I could go be me.
Yeah.
So that was
sense.
good to see, man. That was really good to see. I thought Grando. I think him and Grando. You got to scheme him up a little bit, but I think them two is. I think they can hold down the edges.
I feel better if they have one more. Guy. Yeah.
Like more of a pass rusher?
I don't think you're gonna find the answer right now. So I mean, I think you gotta be okay with that. And I think they can find a way to be okay with it, but I don't think you're thriving I think you're a guy away from thriving right now. Just
Gotcha. Yeah.
personally.
So with Caden, do you think they're gonna play him in the middle?
I do.
Cause he got a little pass rush bag.
He
Like,
does, yeah.
you know, like kind of like DeMario. Like he gonna get you about 4 or 5 sacks. 6 sacks a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they'll tap into that, but yeah, I think primarily like he'll be in the middle, and yeah, I think they'll bring him down and do some stuff on third down, blitz him a little bit.
Who do you think at the green dot?
Probably him. Probably him. Yeah. I don't think it's Werner. I don't think it's Stutzman. I think it's Caden. Yeah.
What's your take on Stutzman?
I think he's got upside, and I'm eager to see what it is, but it makes sense to me that they didn't just rest there and make that full bet on him. But
Gotcha.
I think going into camp it'll be Caden and Pete Werner, and I think Stutzman could bring real competition. I think he's gonna have every opportunity to win that other job and challenge for it. And Pete's year away from free agency, so
yeah,
that would be a great path.
Again?
Yeah, I like him though. I like Stutzman a lot. Like I thought he played really well last year.
Oh yeah, because Pete sounded like a 2-3 year extension, right?
I think so. Yeah, that first California year. Yeah.
Okay. Well, looking forward to it.
Very interesting.
Ain't nothing wrong. I love a good defense.
Hey guys, okay. We got something different for you guys. Right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if your first bets win. That's right, turn $5 into $250 in bonus bets just for getting started. NBA playoffs are coming up. FanDuel makes it easy to get closer to the action, baby. From player props to any bet, anything you think of, you can put that money on, baby. So don't miss your shot because I ain't gonna have many. Head over to FanDuel.com to get in on all the action. Remember, new customers bet $5, get $250 in bonus bets.
Sound good, man. Shout out FanDuel.
Hey,
All right, so with Nick coming on today, we asked some of our fans to send in some questions. I guess stuff that's sort of keeping them up late at night. You cool? We run through a few?
Hey man, whatever you got. Whatever you got.
So let's do it. Okay, Chateau DeVille on Twitter asks, what concerns are there if the Saints also end up losing Cam Jordan and Taysom Hill? Seems like a lot of critical leadership that held the team together during the first 2/3 of 2025 will be leaving the building.
I mean, no disrespect at all to Taysom. I just think it's time. Like it's probably ran its course. They're a young team heading a different direction. I don't think he had a great year last year. I think that there could be a very specific role for him, like 3rd and 1 in the red zone near the goal line, where I think he could still do some things. But I didn't feel like the pop was there last year. He fumbled a handful of times. I would be really surprised if he comes back. I could see him going to Denver. Pete Carmichael's in Buffalo now. I could see him going to Buffalo, but I just don't think it makes sense for the Saints to. I think they just need to build a new young identity and move forward that way. I think losing Cam will be a big deal, not just on the leadership front, just he had 10 sacks last year. Like there's a massive hole there right now. Yeah, so
ton of production.
Yeah, I mean that's just a lot out the door at the same time too. I think you got to be careful about that. There was a leadership loss last year, I thought, especially early in the season. I mean, I think you leaving was a big hit. I think that played a part in the slow start. Like, I think there was just some mitigating, like there could have been some stuff mitigated there, I think. So yeah, I think you got to be really careful about that. It's easy to push guys out the door, but I think you got to think about the effect in that room. And man, DeMario, him, Alante, I just couldn't let that happen all at once. Yeah.
Yeah. Like who like a side question, but not a fan question, but like who's even a DJ? Right. Who's the DJ?
Man, it was a lot of Lloyd. It was a lot of Chance the Rapper. It was it sounded like the the transitional period of like an 8th grade dance, like what I mean?
Oh man,
like that sound tough in there, huh?
Yeah, like it was like a lot of early 2000s R&B, which there's a time and a place for, but that's usually like when I'm on the ride to Orlando with my wife.
Right. Not in the NFL locker room.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think those guys were really together. Like I'm joking, like I think they were really together, but yeah, like the DJ was gone. Roach ain't there no more. Like yeah, it's just Yeah, it was
tough.
a
It's
different
tough
it was a different vibe, man. It was a different vibe.
Now you might have to listen to a rap before you get in there now. So let's see. A couple people asking on Twitter, do you think the Saints should target Jauan Jennings?
I mean, if he would be the answer, yeah. I mean, like, I would rather they get a a young guy, like a young, yeah. I mean,
they still need a bigger body.
they do, yeah. I mean, so he could be an answer there, yeah. I mean, if you could get him for the right price, I'm not against it. But like if you're telling me that prevents you from drafting someone at 8 or taking Chris Bell later on or something like that, like I'd probably rather have the rookie. Right.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Finally, a great question. Who did 7,000 acts? What's the tattoos on your finger?
Yeah. I grew up a young hoodlum, man. Like it just is what it is. You know, I needed 13th grade to finish high school. Like I got kicked out and had to go to like an alternative school. Wouldn't have graduated without that. I flunked out of 3 colleges, no degree. Like there's just so yeah. I mean, there's a little history there. But yeah, I got the Bart Simpson. Growing up, he was kind of like the just the counterculture. Like he represented something different. Like back in '92. So that was a guy. I got a Ghost for my wife, and then the Monopoly Man. As corny as hell sounding now, but that was just like an aspirational figure to me, man. Like growing up, like. The Monopoly Man was like the symbol of success. So So now he's there on my pinky.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Nah, man. Like I said to start the show, ton of respect for you, man. Your journalism, your knowledge of the game. I think you're definitely knowledgeable. You know what's going on.
Appreciate
what I mean? And I think that's a good thing, man. So I want to talk before we get you out of here. I want to ask you. How'd you fall in love with football, and how'd you end up in New Orleans? Because you're from Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah. It was just kind of the only thing I was ever good at, man. Like I just said, like I was in high school. I had failed 10th grade English, and I was taking 11th grade English at the same time. I was retaking 10th grade English, failing 10th grade English again. But the 11th grade English teacher, like, she saw something in my writing, and she put me up with the newspaper, and I started doing some freelance stuff for them, and it was something that I did for a minute, and then kind of got wayward for a while after that, and was just outside kind of doing my thing. Didn't start going to college until I was in my 21 or something like that, and I was just never disciplined enough to sit there and listen to someone talk. I would flunk out of college today. I just can't do it. I just can't sit there and listen to someone talk. I lack that discipline. Probably why I run my own business. But yeah, it was the only thing I was ever good at, man. And then it was just kind of in the back of my mind. And one day I just kind of started writing online. And it kind of took off from there. And it just ended up down here. I started out covering the Patriots. I lied my way into a job, basically. I was flunking out of college, and I seen an ad on a forum called Sports Journalist about a place that needed Red Sox coverage for spring training. So I hit them up. I'm like, yeah, I'll be down there. I'll be doing that. I'm going to be covering it for someone else. I can get you on the side. And they're like, yeah, go ahead and do that. So they're like, cool, go ahead and do it. Maxed out a credit card, went down there, did it. And at that time in my life, I was dumb enough to think, yeah, if I do this, it'll lead to something. Knowing what I know now, no way. But it actually did. A few months later, they're like, hey, you wanna blog about the Patriots? We're gonna start doing this. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. They gave me a penny a page view. And I just went all in on that. Yeah. And I started driving from Pennsylvania to New England to cover Patriots games. 7 hours, 8 hours one way. Would cover it, drive back. They eventually gave me a job. Covering the Patriots, Ian Rappaport covered them too. Mm-hmm. He knew somebody down here. And they had a job opening down here. They asked Ian, hey, you know anyone that would want to do it? He put, and that's how I got down here.
Yeah, shout out to Ian, man. Ian, a good dude, man.
Yeah,
he's a good dude.
Yeah, he works hard at it, man.
So you just mentioned the Patriots, but so when you came back to New Orleans, you didn't come here to work for anybody else. You come here to do your own thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So can you tell us a little bit about how NewOrleans.Football started?
Yeah, so I covered the Saints for the Advocates, and their times picayune now, it's all one and the same. So I did that for 4 years. And then I started out in New England, and then The Athletic gave me a job covering the Patriots. and they're like a pay model, like you got to pay to read it.
Yeah.
And I got up there and I started just seeing how it worked, and it was like, wait a minute, like, so you're gonna pay me $100K, but like if I don't sell enough subscriptions, you're gonna fire me, and if I sell a lot of subscriptions, you're gonna make $200K, and I'm still gonna make $100K. Right. So like, I'm going to sleep with the stress, and like I seen like, okay, like I came back up here after 4 years, and the stuff I'm writing is hitting, and people are paying for it, and I'm meeting my quotas and exceeding them, and you're just kind of watching the stats on the back end, and it's like, hold up, like, why am I doing this? Like, I'm marketing my own content.
Right.
Like, I know I'm marketing it effectively. I have a big ass audience back here. I was way happier back here. Covering Belichick fucking sucks. Like, you're in there every day. You're in that locker room, and it's just like, no one's saying shit. Nothing. Like, it's fucking hard, man. Like, you gotta, like, it was miserable. And it's just like, I'm doing this, like, I hate it. I was happier there. And I didn't realize how much I loved it here until I left, to be like totally real. Like something gets into you, man. Like it changes. So yeah, I seen that shit and I was just like, you know what? Like I'm just gonna do this. Like so I quit and came back and it hit, and we're still here 6 years later.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Why was it important, bro, for you to like start doing things on your own terms?
You kind of do though, like anyhow, when you do this, like, like someone could own this podcast, but y'all are coming out here as your ideas, is what you're doing. Is either going to hit or not on your merit. A couple times along the way, like you start getting held back a little bit, a couple places where people don't understand what you're doing or what you want to do. And that could be frustrating. But for me, really, like, A, it was coming back here, and B, like the business just didn't make sense anymore. Like like I said, like, we're all our own content marketers in a sense. Like people can throw gasoline on the fire. I found some good people that I'm partnering up with. Y'all have like 33rd team. Like, it has to be your fire, and someone can put a little gas on it. But like, it just didn't make sense for me anymore to do it for someone else. Like it just, I was doing it myself. I was marketing it myself. All the risk was mine. I just kind of seen where it was going, and I think now more than ever, like your own brand is way more important than like I work at, ESPN, the Times-Picayune, whatever. Like that doesn't open doors for you in it. Like it does, but like really it's about your own work. And I think if you have the strength of your own work, like I would say to anyone doing it, like build it on someone else's platform, but be building your own and step. Like as soon as you'll feel it, like you'll know when it's time.
Yeah. Do you hope to see more journalists sort of taking like that approach, or
I'm surprised I haven't.
do you feel like that's reserved for like the people that actually care about the shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I think you got to care. Like you got to care about it, but I'm surprised more people haven't. Like there's a few people. There's a guy in New England, Mike Reese, who I think would probably be making $3 million a year, like in a night. Like the people just love him like that, and it's just kind of, he's got a good thing at ESPN. I get it, but like I'm just surprised more people honestly haven't. I thought like, after we proved the concept a little bit, like more people would, but it just hasn't happened that way.
Yeah.
Man, so now you are big into technology and AI. And for anybody who been on your website or subscribed, they see how many amazing tools you have, put together for the fans, and learn about the game. Like, where do you see this sort of change in technology leading to?
Man, I think like if you aren't doing something right now, like you're losing, and it's just gonna get wider and wider and wider and wider.
Yes.
Like I think the thing for me is that like so we made a cap calculator, and if I wanted someone to make that for me 5 years ago, 2 years ago, like before all these tools existed to allow you to make your ideas come to life, I would have had to explain it to somebody with computer knowledge how Kai Harley thinks, how this stuff works, how the CBA works, all this minutia. And I would have had to hope he could understand what I was saying to him, and then he codes it the right way. And there's just so many steps in that to where even there's a barrier where I got to be comfortable telling you 700 times that like, no, that isn't right. That isn't right. And at a certain point, you're going to make a compromise, and it's not going to be what it is, and it's not going to work all the way right. Whereas now, like, I know how this works. I know how the cap works. Like, there's no barrier for entry. Like, you just got to sit down. And like working with the AI in that is incredibly frustrating. But, I'm a disciplined person. Like, I'll just sit there and just battle it, and then it kind of comes together. So, yeah, I think the only thing holding us back, like going forward, is imagination. Really, like anything you could think of, you can make. now. Like if you have the willingness to sit there, and where it's at now, like 6 months from now is going to be way better than what it is. Yeah. So like anything you want to do, like you can kind of do right now. Like we built a whole website. We built a content management system. I'm reluctant to say this in front of podcast producers, but like I built a tool to where I say the name of the sponsor and our lower third flips automatically. Like it just
Gotcha.
So like
yeah.
I mean, like there's just a lot of stuff you can do now.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we're at.
Oh, that's cool, man. So I mean, obviously you cover the Saints, you love the Saints, but what's the thing about like this community that you sort of
It's hard to describe, man. It's just like it just is. Like being somewhere else was miserable, like it's just I was just miserable being somewhere else, and you come back and it's like, man, the lights out again on Claiborne. They really just paved over this road for the Super Bowl and then ripped it all back up as soon as the guests left. But
crazy.
But like I love it, man.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't live anywhere else, and I've been tempted. Like people have called, and like I just don't want to live anywhere else. Like I don't know why, but like it's just a feeling and it's a spirit, and it's just I don't know. It's just not the same anywhere else. So yeah, it's just home now, really. Like I don't know if I ever really felt that until I was gone for that year, and then I was like, wait a minute, like that's what that was. Like I got to get back there. And like their love for the team and all that stuff, like that makes my job like
For sure.
you feel like you're doing something more than like you feel like you're doing, like I think about my dad, man. My dad was just a maintenance worker, and those. I'm talking about the Cardinals on the radio, like that segment like did something for his day, like being able to do that for people like here where like it's my home, like it's just you feel something a little bit different about what you're doing.
Say, look, so when you leave and you come back to New Orleans, is the food the most thing you miss?
Yeah, it's up there. It's up there for real. Yeah, you know what I miss? Like you can't go to a restaurant and get like sweet tea. That's like the they get you trained on that, and then you go somewhere and it's like they got fucking Lipton brisk, like,
and then they bring that as a shooting.
It's garbage. Yeah, so that was a main thing. Yeah, for me though, man, like just like you can't get nothing spicy really either though. Like it's just different. So yeah, it definitely gets a hold of you big time, man. Yeah,
for sure. No, that's amazing, man. You're definitely doing a great job, man, and we definitely appreciate you stopping by today, man, dropping some gems and just keeping everybody in the bayou, in the loop about, obviously the draft and where the Saints are and, where those guys can go. So appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for coming by. You guys can follow Nick on X at Nick _Underhill on X. Check out his amazing website as well, NewOrleans.Football. Lot of great stuff on that. YouTube, he's real big on YouTube at NOF. And make sure you guys are following us on all social medias. Leave it in the comments. Turn your notifications on. Continue to troll me. I don't care. It's all good. You know what I mean? Looking forward to it. So yeah. And then Tyrell's got his Bayou Bites. So we're gonna be doing a lot more. With that channel, and so I know you guys don't want to miss any of that. So we'll be back in a couple weeks. Like I said earlier in the show, up until football season gets here, we'll be on 1 week, off the next week, and then. But yeah, man, we miss you guys. We happy to be back.
I couldn't wait.
You know what I mean? Felt a little weird. I ain't talking to him last week, but
Worked literally like.
Nah, I'm glad we was able to get Nick in for this episode, and I know a lot of you guys would appreciate it in the Bayou. So shout out FanDuel, shout out everybody.
FanDuel.
And as always, man, one love. We'll see you on the other side.